Thank you, whoever's beating on back there. The next thing we're going to do is something that's required in our bylaws. We have to get through it, and that's the budget. We emailed everybody out a budget last week. Did anybody hear? Okay. First thing I'd like to do is have a motion that we accept the budget from someone.
So moved.
Cindy Sanders. Oh, wait a minute. Dawn's got to write this down here.
Oh, sorry. Cindy Sanders. There's like 4 of us, so.
And who seconded it?
I'll take it.
Joe Qualia did. Did I say that right, Joe?
Great, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Qualia. Spelled Qualia, but it's Qualia. Okay, so I'm going to open up for discussion on the budget. Does anybody have any questions on the budget we gave forward? Wow, are you all wonderful? The only thing that has come up since we did this, and I think it's possible that this is going to work into our taxes and status thing, but Judy found QuickBooks has a special program just for nonprofits that's $80 a year, and she'll be able to get everything into that, and it's set up to work with nonprofits. And it should make her job a lot easier. So that's the only addition we're adding to the budget. So, and you'll notice in here, it says we're spending a lot more than we're bringing in. We usually don't spend as much as we plan. Hence, that's why we have that balance in the bank. But we wanted to plan for a few things this year. Somebody asked me about the supplies being so high. We've had our AccuQuilt for, I don't know, 6, 7 years?
Yep.
And it gets used a lot, so we're going to do a real good check on it, see if we need to refurbish or possibly replace because they do wear out. The supplies and charity supplies, someone also asked me about. If you read in the newsletter what Sandy wrote about how much was given away, over 50 quilts for foster, over 100 of the charity quilts that Leslie did in her program, plus the veterans quilts and everything. Y'all know batting takes a lot of stuff for those quilts. And we may have bought some backing fabric in there too if we needed to. So that's a lot higher than it has been in the past. Probably won't spend all that, but we wanted to be ready to do that. We raised our meeting space rental from what was paid last year, the monthly rental here, and then we do also pay a really small fee if we have a workshop to have the room too. Let's see, what else did people question me on so you all know? I think that was about all of it. The raffle quilt expenses, I don't think it's high enough, but boy, last year it didn't show much. And we've had wonderful people who do the quilting for us, which helps. So we may have a little better idea of that once we get in, because QuickBooks is going to help us pick that out a little better. Okay, I've had a motion that the budget as we presented it to you be approved. How many say aye?
Aye.
Any nays? Thank you, that must pass. That was good. So you got that done. Now, where's my thing? Okay. We have quite a few areas where we need help. I know I wrote my little sermon in the newsletter about many hands make everything work with this large group. And our officer and chairman has several empty spots. Patty was asking for help with hospitality, and she does have some people helping her. But please sign up to bring things for the meetings. Because Patty, being the wonderful Patty, if somebody doesn't sign up, she takes care of it. She shouldn't have to do that. We all like having all the goodies.
The list is on the front table, everyone.
Yep. So sign up for, heavens, we got 45, 50 people who come. We should be able to have 4 things a month for 12 months. Okay. The opportunity quilt for 2026. I know we're all thinking about the thing in February, but the quilt needs to get going underway. And I need a couple of people, at least, who will work together to plan it, and somebody who will, out of those couple, say that, yeah, I'll be the liaison with the board as far as what we're doing. It entails picking out the quilt that we're going to make. If you want to ask the guild for suggestions, you can, and overseeing getting the supplies, getting the parts cut, and teaching people what they're making. Getting it finished and having it ready for us to sell tickets. And it's nice if we can have that done by September the latest, because they have to take pictures to put in with the tickets and to put in the quilt shops and things. So, if anybody would like to volunteer here, come see me. If you want to talk to me about it more, you can always give me a call or email me. But we really need to get this going. It's one of our responsibilities, and actually, it's not just a responsibility, it's something that AQS gives us as this large venue that we can sell tickets for our quilt, which is what's made it such a successful thing the last 2 years. So that's something really important we need to get going. The photographer, and thank you for taking pictures, but we need a replacement photographer. I've been in this guild since I think 2006 or 7, and I think Sandy has been the photographer since then. And she would really like to not have to be the photographer anymore. All you have to do is use your phone, take pictures of, what goes on in a meeting, the show and tell things, and you can email them to me or to whoever we find, the other person, to be our Facebook person, which basically is you can post the pictures, check and see if anybody writes to us on Facebook. Once in a while they do, and it's nice if they get an answer instead of no answer. I will tell you that when AQS was looking for a guild to contact to ask them to help at the show, and if they thought it would work for them to come here, they saw our website and they saw our Facebook page. And they went, aha! And they contacted us well over a year before the show was here. They were planning on having it in like 5 months, which scared the heck out of me. And then they said, no, that's not going to work out. I'm like, oh, thank you. We have a year and 5 months to get ready. But that is what caught their eye. And we have so many people that see our Facebook page that aren't even members. And we get comments on our pictures. If you go and look at the comments, I would say probably 75% are not our members. So we are visible to the world through that. So it's something we would really like to keep going. And that's not a hard job to do, just putting the pictures up once a month. I think she would occasionally post a funny meme she found about quilting or whatever, just for a laugh. So I also need a liaison to do Facebook. Cindy and Peter are going to, well, they've already contacted the man who is developing the GroupWorks alternative site, as he's calling it. They already have it up and running. They keep adding, he said about every 8 to 10 days we add another functionality to it. So they are going to work with him to try to get that up. For people who contacted him when he first started, we're going to get till September, he's not going to charge. And then GroupWorks was free, which is why GroupWorks suddenly just closed. They got so big they couldn't afford to pay the people who had to do all the work, and they had to close. And they decided they didn't want to charge. He figures right now that his charge is going to be $200 a year. If you've ever looked at GoDaddy or any of those, it's like $60 a month. So $200 a year is a bargain. And he said, any functionality that you're used to that we haven't put in, talk to us. We'll figure out how to put it in. That's what his company does. They do software like that. So we're working on that, trying to get it going. I think the board is finding that it made our life a lot easier once we learned how to use it for a lot of things. And Pat won't have to send so many emails anymore. Okay, that's my little preachy part. Upcoming programs and workshops. Nanette and is going to talk about programs just coming up. Where'd she go?
Right.
There he is.
Hey, everybody. Coral had just a small operation this morning that she's recovering from, so she's doing better, but she thought it was better to stay home. So if you say your prayers tonight, please say one for her for quick healing. And how about another round of applause? Because what a wonderful. Thank you so much, Margaret. We didn't get to see you dance. dance, but maybe later, maybe tomorrow.
Music, she might dance.
And thank you, John, too.
Does anyone have any bagpipes?
We really appreciate all your work. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Actually, I think I'm gonna have Aurora come up, put her on the spot a little bit, so she can talk about Scotty. Scotty will be here next month, and I think that's a good segue for that.
Yeah, I've known Scotty since 2002 in Colorado. She was in my guild. She's amazing, talented. She's very active in the Rocky Mountain Quilt Museum. I don't know if any of you have ever been there or seen it. It's amazing. They have a show every quarter, and then they have a biennial men's show. And it's judged and juried, so you and Mike need to, I'll get you information, or she will, and talk about it. They have a collection of antique quilts that they will put on display. They have separate galleries, and they have a large display of antique Victorian crazy quilts. So she's gonna come out for the AQS show too, but she's gonna be our speaker, and she is gonna bring a suitcase full of antique Victorian quilts for all of us to look at. She said we can even touch them, and I panicked, so you guys have to promise you'll wash your hands and not eat anything. So,
We'll have wet wipes.
yeah, wet wipes. And Scotty is very involved in the success of Kids Camp at the Rocky Mountain Quilt Museum. And so she offered to do a free creativity workshop for us. And there's a $10 kit fee, but you can bring your grandchildren, and it's a good way to get them going and making things. So she's going to have a lot of things that they do at Kids Camp, but also so you can think outside the box and do things without a pattern. And so in the newsletter, well, I don't know if it was in the newsletter, but she's gonna, this was in there? Okay. So they talk about the different things that the projects that you make, but we are gonna do the zipper bag, but she says there's a way to do it with Velcro, with the candy wrapper, or like Dorito bags and stuff like that. And she has a few other things that she's gonna do, and that workshop's free on Saturday the 15th, but just if you're gonna participate, there's a $10 kit fee. She wants the kids to be 8 years old or older, but Sue, Chance, and Kathy have 7-year-old granddaughters, and they're sewing, and so they're gonna bring them and work with them. So I think that's awesome. So if you have grandkids or kids that you wanna get involved, or just come so you can learn and then maybe take it to your community and do a little kids camp, which is a lot of fun. I think that's it.
We can invite children to it, to the workshop?
Yes, 8 years or older. They have to have the attention span, and if you want them, you work with them on a sewing machine. And I have a sign-up sheet here, so you can get a hold of me. And then for the workshop tomorrow, get me a check or cash if you want to see me. I'm sitting up front here. So otherwise, I'm going to run you down for money before the class starts at 10.
Thank you, Aurora. We really appreciate all the efforts that you put into our guild. The next, excuse me, so we're talking about the first 3 months. The third month in March, we are going to have Sally Terry. Now, raise your hand if you remember Sally. She also was a great speaker. You know, she works in a quilt shop just north of here in St. Augustine. She's going to be, just like Margaret, she's going to come talk to us the evening of our guild, and then she's going to have a workshop the next day. Last time she was with us, she did free motion quilting, and she sold quite a bit of her product as well. This time, what we're going to be doing is this hummingbird. So, this is all free motion. She's going to be talking about it.
Now that is a pre-printed panel.
Oh.
And then she's gonna, I think, bring it quilted, and then the background, or she's gonna bring like a kit, and then you will do the free motion on the bird.
Okay.
Thread painting?
Like thread paint.
Thread painting, okay. All right, very good, thank you. The other thing that she's gonna do is she's gonna do a color workshop for us. Excuse me, and that's gonna be for the guild meeting. And we'll send around a notice, but she's gonna have everybody dress in primary colors. And that's because all of you get to be participants in this, and where she's gonna call you up and we're gonna talk about color. So it should be really, really fun. You know, bring your friends, bring other members maybe that haven't been here for a while. I know we have some members that maybe don't drive anymore at night. If you could just give them a call and offer to bring them here. You know, if we each did that for one person, I think that would be a really great thing to be able to share in what Sally has to teach us. And that's it. Any question? And well, the other thing we wanted to throw out there is if you have a particular skill that you'd like to share with the guild, or you know someone like Tula Pink or something like that, you know, that's a good friend of yours that wants to come down or come across or up to visit us.
Just kidding.
Yeah, you all know her, right, from her videos. So anyway, who says we can't do that? You know, you can tell we have an incredible guild. We're up to close to 95 people. So, and more people are moving into our area at a retirement age. So this is a great time to ask your friends and neighbors to come join us to have fun and to be a community and learn to sew and pass this on to our next generation. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nanette and Aurora. Let's do Black of the Month, a little break, a little more fun here. Mindy's not in town, so she has a little mini stand-in.
Mindy Minions.
Or two.
Since Mindy went cruising.
Shame on her. So did Sharon. Shame on both of them. To be missing this wonderful Florida weather we're having right now.
Yes.
We could have snow.
Alaska.
No.
Okay.
Caribbean area down to warm.
We had
63.
63 blocks, so give yourselves a pat on the back. I don't know.
Sounds
We
like
divided
we have
into
over
3
50.
piles. So everybody will get 3 piles, so 63 by 3 is
21 each.
So you should be able to make a really nice quilt with that because they're big blocks. If I pick my...
Joe doesn't want one.
540780.
That's only one.
540780.
Mindy.
Mindy. She's not even here.
Expect your quilt done this week.
Okay, yay, Mindy. All right, look at girls and guys, I'm mixing them up. Okay.
Go down to the bottom.
540758. We're going to receive all the extra embellishments because we know you probably want to make 10.
Lynn, can we see one of the blocks?
Do what?
Can they, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Show you.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
sorry. I don't tell Mindy.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, oh, that's really simple 4 square, just, kind of slash and cut. And then you just put anything you want to for embellishments. Thanks, Steve. Somebody's got to this on. Okay. get rid of it.
Oh, you don't want them either?
I'm trying to find my room, are you kidding me? 540790.
She was like, oh, really?
Yay, look at that.
How many did you make? Four. I knew she made
Okay, those of you that won, would you please make sure Dawn gets your last name?
Mindy Skinner.
Mindy Skinner, we have that one.
Janice, tell her your name.
That's our secretary, she needs.
Okay, while they're running around doing that, we're going to talk about the block for next month, which is also super easy. It's a jelly roll floating star. It's a jelly roll. That means what? 2.5 inches? Yes. It ends up being something like this. So basically what we're going to do is you're going to have, again, jelly roll, 2.5 by 4.5, 2.5 by 4.5, with little corners. They're not flying geese, but it's the same idea, okay? So don't get upset when they don't exactly match. So what I've done is I've put some in here, and you've also got squares on the corners. So I've sewn my two together, pressed it open, and I went ahead and sewed these pieces together. The next thing you're going to do is add pieces around the side. So you have two long ones like this, and two long ones on this side, and a great big long one on the top and bottom. Now what you can do, instead of just putting two pieces together, sometimes I like to go the easy way around. So what I've done, I've just cut a 4-inch square, and I went ahead and did fun fabric. So I did a little butterfly line here, and this one I had one of this little cartoon here. And it says, I had this amazing dream that I'm actually a fabric queen.
She said I had this amazing dream as a fabric queen.
Yes. Jelly roll floating star. What I did with my samples is I had a jelly roll that I've had for probably 100 years. And I just pulled it out and started using it. And it's super easy, super fun. And let's see if we can have more than 63. I know we can do it. And Mindy will get the pattern to Patton to send out to us when she finishes cruising wherever she's cruising. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, ladies.
Congratulations.
Okay, we're gonna do our little AQS flirt. AQS is 1 month and 4 days away. Panic time. And the reason I say that, our obligation for the donation they make to us is that we volunteer and fill these spots. And this one, wait a minute, that one's not so bad. I'm trying to find the worst one. This one scares me. Every yellow spot is somebody we need to help guard the quilts and the special exhibits.
What day is that? One day or so?
Every single day. There are some spots where we have nobody. There's 4 slots during the day, and there's some where we have nobody. Yes. Let's see. 8:30 to 10:30. So they're like 2 hours. 10:30 to 12:30. 12:30 to 2:30. If you've been to the show, you've seen the special exhibits, you know the quilts from overseas, the cherry woods, you know the value of those. We just have to try to keep people's hands off of them.
Right.
They don't put chains across those like they do the contest quotes. So it's a really important thing that we do. If you can't stand, there are some spots where we can have a chair there. If there's a chair just sitting there, you're gonna find some husband sitting in it, or sometimes some lady. But I bring a chair with a little office chair, so if you can't find a chair there, I can loan you mine out of our main area.
Are you sitting in front of one exhibit?
Yes, there's like an exhibit with maybe 20 quilts or 30 quilts, and you're guarding that whole thing. So some of them you need to move around, because you might have 2 rows of quilts. If you sit in one, you don't know what's going on the back of the wall, the other one.
Can I do that in my wheelchair?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, I did last year.
yes,
And you get free admission to the show.
right. Everybody who volunteers, they get free admission that day. If you come help and hang quilts, you will get a day during the show where you can come to the show for free. We do need people to hang quilts on Tuesday afternoon. Am I right about this one? Yes.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday afternoon, we need 6 people. We need people to take down quilts. We only have 8 out of 20.
It's Tuesday morning.
That job starts at 4:30. We say 7. Last year they were done by 6:15 at the latest.
I have a question.
Question, go ahead.
Can we park at this church and walk down to the open center, the same parking?
They offered us that last year,
Yeah.
so I think we can. Now, we're here, the show's at the Ocean Center. It is a few blocks, but it's not miles, you know.
Half mile.
Yeah, so is that. If you want to park there, we do have to pay for parking. The city of Daytona gives nobody any breaks. They gotta make their money.
Except for setup, except for hanging on.
Yeah, when you're hanging, and if you come late to take down, they're not taking parking anymore after that.
Yeah.
It's not an official event day those days. Yes, Aurora?
What days are set up?
The setup is Monday, the 17th? Yes. We have that one full, I believe. That's in the afternoon. And then Tuesday, the 18th in the morning from 9 to noon, and you will be done by noon. Takedown starts at 4:30 Saturday. The show closes at 4. People start, the contestants that are picking up their quilts come and get their quilts, and then we take the rest down. And it goes down a lot faster than it goes up.
Tuesday is 9 to...
Tuesday's 9 to noon.
That's for hanging?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna put these sheets back there by where Leslie's sitting again, if you'll all go take a look at them, please. Okay. Our fidget quilt area, that's another requirement, is that we man a charity booth. And we do the fidget quilts. AQS loves the fidget quilts. So many of them have family members with dementia and Alzheimer's, and they think it's the most wonderful thing. So we really need to have people there, and you can see all the yellow there. And that's a lot of sitting, because basically we set up a place, we set up machines, we put out supplies, and we encourage people at the show to sit down and embellish a fidget quilt. And when nobody does, you get to sit and do it for fun.
We gave out over 45 fidget quilts to people passing by.
Right.
Last
People
year.
come in and they go, what are these? And you tell them and they're going, oh, wow. I think the first year we gave them away, this woman walked up and asked, and her husband was in a wheelchair. And we explained to her that they're for people with dementia and Alzheimer's, and she goes, and that it helps them with the fidgety hands and things. She goes, welcome to my world. He has a traumatic brain injury, and they have the same symptoms. So I think Dee was in charge of it that year, and she said, would you like one? And he said, I can have one. He was like thrilled. He got to pick one off the wall, and he was thrilled. So many people are learning about this and taking it back to wherever they're from, and they're making them there too, which is a wonderful service. We still need 2 people. I know it's really early, Wednesday, 7 o'clock in the morning. They do a private tour for some people through all the quilts, and you have the head AQS gal telling you about them. And we need 3 people to herd cats to keep them out of the vendor area and just going around the quilts. But the thing is, you get to hear all the funny little details about the quilts yourself. So we need 2 people there. Okay, hostesses, I showed you, that sheet really scared me because that's really yellow. Volunteer check-in, if you need to sit, we still have empty spots for that, and that's basically checking in the volunteers, that they're supposed to be there that day, giving them their pass to get in, the wristband, and their little volunteer insignia, whether it's their badge or our badge we're using this year, I don't know. But that's all that is. Package check still needs a few people. That is another area they've given us to do. It's a service to the people who are there, but we get to keep the income from it. We still need a few there. Basically taking in the packages, putting the label on it, taking their money. Not a hard job. But
Package check is fun, you get to see what everybody's pulling.
ooh, where did she get this one from? We gotta find that. And then this one is the raffle quilt table. If we don't have people there selling tickets, we don't sell tickets. And we have a lot of yellow there too. You get to talk to a lot of people. You're not trying to be a super hawker. The quilt's hanging right there. You just say a few words and try to get them to stop. Some people won't, no problem, you know. But we really need to have this man too. I'm going to be there all day, but I can't do all this. Okay. So there's my begging and pleading part done. Those of you who are newer members and have never worked, we will get you an apron. Tatiana is going to do the embroidery of the logo on it for you, and then you can put your name on it, decorate it. Mine is real simple because I just am lazy. Kendra's is like under the sea when you see her apron. She's got mermaids and fish and crabs and everything on it. It's really decorated. We found the first year we did this is how the vendors know that we're a local quilt guild, and where's a good restaurant to go to? Where can we go for this? People who are attending the show ask the same questions, and it makes us visible. I know, thank you. And it's a really good thing. So try to get your, she's going to have them for the next month. If you don't have one, sign your name there, so we'll make sure we save you one. The only other thing I need, is anybody going to go to sew and quilt in the next week or so? Not sew and quilt, excuse me. I've already been there. Cut up and sew.
I've been composed if you need something.
That's Monday,
Sure.
right?
To sew and Gary.
Okay.
Kendra, would you take these to work? Will she put the rap cards out?
I'm going tomorrow to St. Augustine.
I don't have any more.
Okay.
But Marty's.
Well, they can maybe split it from cut up and sew. It's the
If
same
you know,
shop.
like there's another quilt shop in DeLand that I don't know the name of, and I think there's 2 in one in St. Augustine I don't know about.
The cut up and sew bought the bees in St. Augustine.
Okay, that's what it is.
So
Okay.
I'll tell
If
them
you
to
have
split
any,
it
and
up.
then
Okay.
this one is Carol's, isn't it?
Yeah,
If you
Carol.
have any to go, I'm
This
going
is
up
all I
there.
have. They only sent me 200. I'm gonna send her a list of the other shops, so they can mail them out if they want to.
Okay, are those rubber banded with a real rubber band? 'Cause if they
Probably,
are,
you shouldn't touch
give
it.
them to her then, and then you can mail us them.
Okay, I forgot.
It's okay.
Can we do the UFO drawing?
Yes,
Okay. These are going to St. Augustine.
yeah,
Do you want to split it in half?
I'm allergic to
she
them.
can't touch that.
Yes.
I'm
It's got
allergic to
latex rubber band on it.
Yeah, so I think it's good.
Okay,
For the UFO, are you done?
no, but go ahead, because it's just a couple quick things, so go ahead, let's have another little fun thing here.
540812.
812.
Okay, yeah, you know that.
Now, Aurora has been going around at the AQS show and asking the vendors if they would donate something to us for prizes for this. Aurora's not doing that this year, so unless we find somebody who's willing to do that this year, we won't have these prizes. So, just to put it in somebody's head, if you don't mind going around asking them, let me know.
I'll tell you what to say that they always get. 540797.
Mikowski.
Coming in. Five four oh 814.
That was me again, so strong.
Okay. This stack or that stack? 540810.
810,
Yeah,
that would be Sandy Mikowski.
okay. Look at me,
I'm seeing this week.
Sandy Mikowski.
You just want to
Okay.
give her whatever.
So, for those of you that have filled out your UFO challenge sheet for this quarter, Sue Martin has taken them. If you haven't brought it with you, you can always email it to her. Pat's gonna work, and we're gonna get a list of members out, a new list of members out to you as soon as we get that all settled. Because I know it used to be on group work, so most of us don't know where our old one is. See how we miss it? Okay, guild challenge. Nora?
Can I do it from here? Can everybody hear me? Yes. Did everybody read the newsletter? Yes. Why not? So you know what the challenge is for 2025?
The color wheel.
The color wheel. And thank goodness, what is it, Sally Terry?
Yep.
She's going to talk to you on color. So I gave you a nice tutorial, just a little thing to get you started. But Sally Terry is going to fill your brain with a lot of ideas so you can make a wonderful quilt using a color wheel. Color wheel, there's all sorts of different ways they come. Everybody should have a color wheel in their arsenal. I also have this bag that is the best thing for a color wheel. It shows all the complementary and the triads and the knowledge of all the different kinds of ways to use color. And some of you may even have a color tool that's got all sorts of colors and examples. So, and I gave you 2 different websites to go on to play with color and making your decision if you're going to do a complementary or a triad or whatever. So you can start thinking about that, and then when we have Sally Terry here, she'll really be able to put some great thoughts into your brain. And you can start making a quilt using that knowledge. Of course, there's going to be 2 prizes. The first prize will be for a bed quilt size, and the other will be for an art or wall hanging size. So, start getting your wheels going.
Feel a steam coming out of your ears now the next few months. Okay, Leslie, do you have anything about the charity quilts? Leslie? Here.
Sorry.
I haven't moved. Do you have anything about the charity quilts?
Not right now. Joe and I are working on something for this year. We're
Okay.
looking at doing the veterans, but, you know, we will let you know. But we're still collecting names. When you do contribute a quote, we want you to get credit for it so we can acknowledge you later in the year. So I have the same notebook we used last year. So if you have any questions about it, you can always come over here and, you know, we can get your questions answered.
Okay,
Linda, put up.
yes.
Leslie mentioned the charity quilts for Quilt of Valor. In the stash, there were 5 already done tops. I have taken them. They are going to a couple who has moved from Colorado to Palm Coast, and Mary and Rob are going to quilt them and get them back to us for binding. So they will be ready to go as soon as they get their settling act in order. Thank you all for putting those together.
Yes. Okay, Patty, anything about the retreat?
We have 12 people signed up, so there's space for the retreat.
How many are there spaces for?
Usually about 24, 25, and it depends if people, you know, double up. Pat did send out a newsletter with the information, so let me know, because Judy is collecting the $100 deposit this evening. We are going to be collecting, usually we wait until March to collect the final payment. This year, we're switching it up a little because we had a lot of cancellations and just for the location, you know, it really didn't go over well. So next month, the final payment is due, and then if you have to cancel, it'll be on a basis by basis type of situation as to, obviously, if, you know, there's an illness or something, but, you know, some people just were like, I changed my mind kind of thing, and everybody has a right to that, but if we're holding a spot for you, by next month, we want to be able to say, hey, you know, spots opened up, so if anyone, you know, is on a wait list, I mean, right now we don't have it, but today's the first day that we had someone, you know, anyone give their deposits. All right? It's a fun weekend. I can't say enough about how great the retreat is.
Patty, remind them of the dates.
The dates are March the...
It's the last weekend.
Yeah, 27th.
Hang on one second. March, the dates are March 27th through the 30th. It's 3 nights. A single room is $315, and if 2 or more people are in a room, it's $255. And it's 3 meals a day, starting with when you check in, lunch is served, and then dinner that night, and then 3 meals and 3 meals, and then Sunday is usually like a later breakfast kind of brunch before we head out. And you know, it's just, the room is a great room to quilt in, and people who've been on the retreat usually can't say enough about it. So, yeah, we have a lot of fun. All right?
Okay, do we have any other committees that need to mention anything that I missed?
Judy. I'm here because Sharon is not.
Right.
So I know if the girls that are in the Wool Club that meet want to talk to me after the meetings, I've got a proposal for a location we can get together when, on a regular basis. So
Did you all hear?
No.
If you are one of the gals that was coming to Sit and Sew to work with wool, or if you would like to work with wool, they started like a wool club. And Judy, if you want to talk with Judy, she's got a place you can meet besides making it be Sit and Sew Day. And talk about that. I know Sharon is kind of given a couple of months off because nobody could come to Sit and Sew, so maybe this will work out better. And it's cool, maybe you want to work with wool again. Okay, is there any new business that we haven't brought up? No. Okay. Time for show and tell. If you would line up.
Linda,
What?
you want to talk about this?
Oh, while you're lining up, if you know anybody who's ill, had surgery, has an issue, you know, has a death in the family, whatever, please let Ruth know. Ruth is our Sunshine Committee, and she will send them a little card from the Guild, send them our love and a little bit of cheer. I was going through my old cards, because I'm a terrible card saver, and I found the one that the Guild sent me when I had my surgery, and I was like, oh, that was just so sweet. So it's a nice thing to do. So anybody that you know who's going through something.
What are you doing? You look great.
You can use some help holding quilts, please.
A couple of years ago, I bought a 3-yard kit up in DeLand at Oceans of Thread, and I finished it, but I didn't get it quilted till this year. So it sat over a chair, and it was a lot of fun. My motto for Christmas gifts for my friends is, why make one when you could do 7? I only did 5.
All about that one.
And I did 5 too.
We shared our glitter vine gift.
Taking photos
Only mine is gold.
Okay, does everybody remember show and tell, or sit and sew, and me working on that gingerbread quilt? It's done! Eating the groundwork. Then I was up at Bees right before they closed, and I'm at the counter buying stuff, and then I see this kit, and I'm like, and it was 20% off, so I bought it. And I finished it, and I got it back. I think I just got it bound last week, so it wasn't really out for Christmas, so had to show it because it's getting packed up tomorrow.
No fair.
And Mindy quilted all of these except for this one. I cheated and I got pre-quilted fabric.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If you remember me working on my wool snowman quilt, I got that done. Of course, I received it back from my best friend up in Idaho. She custom quilted it, and I got it in the mail on Christmas Eve. So this one didn't get to hang up either.
Before I show and tell, I would like to share two of our members need your prayers. And one of them is Sophie Bastion. She, I think, is out of the hospital today at her daughter's house, but she took a bit of a spill and they're trying to get her sorted out. The other one is Sue Mitchell. I know you all know her. She's a new member. She and her husband went to her daughter's house for Christmas, and she misstepped, and she broke one ankle and severely sprained the other ankle. So the Monday before Christmas, she had surgery, and she's now learning to get to the bathroom by herself. It's little things, you know? So her husband's back in town for a while. She's up there with her daughter, who's a PA, and her son-in-law, and the two little grandchildren who are almost 2 and 4. So if you'll just keep her in your prayers.
And Coral just had surgery today.
And Coral had surgery today, so.
Susan.
Think about her next.
How about Susan?
Susan Sorrow. She had surgery today also. I took her up to the hospital. She had a tube inserted to drain her right oral sac. It's not doing well. Back on oxygen.
So we just need to have a big old
Lots of
prayer, you
prayers.
know, for everybody.
Let's see, let's have a moment of silence for her.
Yeah, everybody say a little prayer.
Yeah.
And if anybody would like Sue Mitchell's address, she lives down the street from me, so I can certainly give it to you. Hopefully she'll be home in another week and a half. I won the blocks a couple months ago.
Yay. Okay.
Oh! And I put them in work. And when I got them in the quilt, the next month, I got a few more. I have enough on my board now, I'm gonna make some coming back to you. And the only other one I have is my Indigo Way, which was Bonnie Hunter's mystery last year. And I got a wild hair and decided I was gonna make it king size. And I literally finished the binding 2 days ago, I think. This thing is huge, it weighs a ton, and I can't wait to put it on my bed. I think it's, yeah, definitely. I think it's like 108 or 6 or something, but. They're actually, those of you who fly, you know, they're Delta colors, and my son and his wife are Delta people, and I actually have a Delta, or a plane motif on it.
Yeah.
So if my daughter-in-law ever decides she wants one, I will gift it to them, but I will not give it to them and never see it again, so. Joke. She's highly allergic to cats, and we are cats, so it makes it really hard.
Lynn, what's up with that?
Maybe eventually my son, I think it's really hard for Jessie to have the quilt because any cat hair bothers her, and I've got cat hair, so.
Is that indigo fabric on the back, Lynn? Indigo fabric?
Yeah, it is. It's actually indigo. The pattern was called Indigo Way.
Very nice.
So how many of you are doing hers for this year?
I've seen you make up patterns.
I'm not going to be brave enough to do 2 of them like I did last year.
I did a couple of Christmas table runners. I got
Oh my God.
a template, a hexy template, and you do the back and you do the cross. So I did this one, and then I did one that in shades of blue metallic fabric, which is twice the size for my daughter-in-law. And then I did one with a piano and individual hexes hanging off the sides, three lights. So it was a lot of fun doing these, and you did them all in the machine, so it went fast. I also had a number of gifts I made, so I ended up making all these snapbacks in all 3 different sizes, and they go up pretty quick, and I guess everybody likes them for when they travel for their boards and all that.
Can you tell us what the snap is?
The snap is one of those rulers that you can buy at the dollar store, they're retractable rulers. Measuring tape.
Yeah.
And what it is you gotta be careful, because if you pull the whole thing out, just be careful when you cut it, because the thing springs back on you. So be aware, but they're really easy to make, and I mean, these were not, they go up really quick.
They make those at kids camp too. The kids love them. Just put,
And then I took a class and did a wool tree. And these, I have fabric that I had bought that was dyed in fall colors, so I brought that down with me, so I'll make one of fall colors. And my girlfriend made one for her granddaughter with the wicked colors and shades of, I think it's purple and pink or green and pink.
Green and pink.
Green and pink, the wicked colors, and she's got a flag witch going across the top. So they did this class, and then with all of the remnants that we had from cutting the wool, when I went back to the shop, they were using them to make small trees for ornaments that you hang on the tree.
Cool.
This is just to let you know that I do sew. And that this is a situation where size does matter, because I did not pay attention to how big the quilts were going to be. So the first one is a baby quilt for a little tiny baby. And I bought the kit when Oceans of Thread brought all their stuff, and I need tall, very tall people to come and show it.
Who's having this baby? Poor woman.
So any children she has can also use this quilt.
Very tall man.
Play mat.
Absolutely.
Great job.
I've been digging the dollar short on all holidays and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of wicked, so this is another one. I bought this pattern like years ago, and then it's a Laura Heine one, and so I was have everything organized and in a sleeve and all this, and I got to the thing and left the pattern home. And thank God Kathy Osterkamp had a copy of it, but it was like 10 size smaller, because I would have taken up too much room. So this is my witch. And she'll hang in my dining Did you make a small one too? Oh yeah, you made. Yeah, I made a small one. Like I'll never. So look at your patterns, okay? Bigger than you think. So is that fine? Okay, I know I was supposed to, but we all know how that goes. Oh.
You are so far ahead of next Halloween. Think of that.
That's right. I'm ahead of the game.
So far ahead of Okay, I love the pattern workshop, although I really don't love their patterns. Oh, that one I love is I love it when you buy the Cupid box and surprise, there's the Cupid box in the mail. Oh, I will never make anything with that. So, I made this, I didn't make their thing, but I made this for my husband out of 2 Cupid boxes worth of stuff. And my husband loves hearts, which is kind of creepy to me. But there you go. It matches your sweater.
We match tonight. It's weird.
Okay, thank you, lady. Oh. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry we ran a little later than normal, but we had a lot to do tonight. I would say, sign up for food, sign up for the quilt show, sign up. Now Annette has a lot of pictures of the quilt. If we want to go show it off and try to sell more tickets. I'm sure Debbie has more tickets. Have a safe trip home. Hopefully the rain stopped. That's why we couldn't leave. It was raining before. And we'll see you next Simso workshops or next month. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.